Something exciting is happening quietly on a factory floor, and almost nobody outside is watching closely enough yet. 5 vehicles just rolled off an assembly line that barely existed months ago. And that number matters more than people realize. Picture walking into a facility in late January and seeing a single car sitting near the end of an incomplete assembly line. That was the state of things back then. One prototype, unfinished, waiting for pieces to finally come together properly. Then early March arrived, and the very first validation vehicle rolled off that same line, completely finished. It took over a month to get from almost done to actually done, which sounds slow at first glance. But here's where the story gets genuinely interesting, because what happened next changed everything about the pace. Within just 2 more months, 4 additional vehicles came off that same production line, fully built and operational. Read that again, because the acceleration hiding inside those numbers is honestly the real headline here. 1 vehicle took over a month, yet 4 more followed in only 2 months afterward. That is not a small improvement. That is a company learning how to actually build faster. Manufacturing efficiency like that doesn't happen by accident. It happens through solved problems and refined processes. Every bottleneck they hit early on apparently got worked through, tested, and fixed before the next round. And these aren't just showroom pieces sitting for photos. They're validation vehicles undergoing real testing right now. Each one comes in different colors too, which honestly makes the whole announcement feel more tangible and real. There's a warm silver tone, a deep noir black, crisp white, and the shade tied to their very first launch. That original noir color connects back to the earliest Alpha vehicle ever driven off their line. Since then, there's been an Earth Day green wrap, and now this expanding palette of production colors. Word is the silver shade may end up being the color chosen for their actual launch edition. Whether that holds true or not, seeing multiple colors already suggests real manufacturing flexibility this early on. Building one version of anything is hard enough. Building several color variants signals confidence in the process. That confidence becomes even more meaningful once you look past the vehicles and into the finances. Numbers rarely feel exciting, but this quarter's report actually tells a surprisingly hopeful story underneath the surface. Let's start with the number that sounds scary on its own. A net loss of $10.2 million. Before panicking over that figure, remember something important about companies at this exact stage of growth. This is a startup with no product sales yet, meaning there's no revenue coming in anywhere, no income, yet plenty of expenses, because building vehicles from scratch costs real money every single day. Rent needs paying, employees need salaries, electricity keeps running, and parts need constant purchasing and testing. Losing money isn't surprising here. The real question is whether that loss is shrinking or growing. Because a shrinking loss means improving efficiency, while a growing loss might signal trouble ahead somewhere. So how does this quarter's burn compare to the exact same period 1 year earlier? Turns out, the burn rate actually decreased slightly compared to 12 months before this report. Last year, the burn sat around $11 million for a similar 3-month stretch of spending. This year, that number dropped a bit, even while they achieved so much more visible progress. That's the kind of detail easy to miss but genuinely important for judging real company health. Spending less while producing more finished vehicles is exactly the direction any growing company wants. Now here's something even more telling. Buried inside how that money actually got spent. A year ago, more of their budget went toward general costs like salaries and office expenses. Things like administrative overhead, leases, and everyday operational bills ate up a larger portion back then. This time around, a bigger share shifted toward actual research and development spending instead. That means more money flowing into engineering, airbag testing, suspension studies, and real vehicle development work. Spending shifted away from just keeping the lights on toward actually building a better product. That shift in spending priorities tells you something deeper about where this company's focus truly sits. It's no longer just surviving month to month. It's investing directly into engineering progress. Now let's talk about where new money actually came from during this reporting period. They secured $7.1 million through something called warrant inducements, which sounds complicated but really isn't. Simply put, people who already held certain stock rights chose to exercise them for shares. On top of that, additional stock got issued and purchased, bringing in even more fresh capital. All combined, this added up to roughly $17 million raised within just 3 months. That's a substantial amount for a company this size to bring in during one quarter. By the end of that quarter, they were sitting on $17.7 million in available cash. Compare that to around $10 million in cash held at the end of December before. Even while spending money every single month, their cash reserves actually grew significantly larger overall. That's the kind of trend that matters enormously in a capital-intensive industry like vehicle manufacturing. Building cars requires constant cash flow for suppliers, parts, tooling, and specialized engineering work. Run out of cash in this industry, and everything grinds to an immediate, painful halt. So watching their cash position grow instead of shrink is genuinely one of the most reassuring signals available. Now add another encouraging detail. They grew their team from 37 employees up to 57. That's a 54% increase in headcount within a relatively short and important stretch of time. Companies don't hire aggressively like that unless they feel confident about upcoming production demands ahead. More hands usually means preparing for the next phase, moving beyond just validation and testing work. It suggests leadership believes they're closing in on larger-scale production sooner rather than later. There's also a legal matter finally resolved, one that had been hanging over the company for a while. A dispute with another party ended in an agreement rather than dragging on through costly litigation. As part of that resolution, stock was given instead of any actual cash payment. All charges were dismissed permanently, meaning this issue cannot resurface again down the road later. That outcome matters because litigation drains both money and management attention away from actual production goals. Settling with stock instead of cash preserved their limited reserves for far more important priorities ahead. Now, here comes the part that requires a little more careful reading and interpretation. Every growing manufacturer eventually needs to answer one unavoidable question: how much more money is required? Buried in their official filing sits language explaining exactly how their production timeline connects to funding. They describe needing larger funding rounds rather than smaller, incremental amounts trickling in slowly over time. Small funding rounds only cover daily bills, not large supplier commitments or production tooling investments. To place big purchase orders and lock in manufacturing tooling, they need substantial capital all at once. This quarter proved they can actually attract that kind of larger funding round successfully. $17 million arriving within 3 months demonstrates real momentum building around investor confidence. Their stated production plan unfolds in phases, starting with an initial low-volume production stage. That first phase alone requires an estimated $45 to $50 million in additional capital. After reaching low-volume production, a second and much larger phase targets high-volume manufacturing capacity. Their eventual target sits around 20,000 vehicles annually at their current facility's maximum output. Reaching that second, larger phase requires an additional $140 to $160 million. That's obviously a much bigger number, representing a later and far more ambitious stage of growth. For now, the immediate focus should stay squarely on that first low-volume production milestone instead. That's genuinely where most upcoming accelerated vehicle production will actually originate from in the near term. One important question naturally comes up here. Is that 45 to 50 million a fresh separate need? Or does it already include the $17 million raised earlier this same reporting quarter? Digging deeper into the filing clarifies this exact point with fairly direct, unambiguous language. The company states they require an additional 45 to 50 million to complete vehicle validation fully. That word additional matters enormously, because it means this sits on top of existing funds. So the 17 million already raised does not count toward that 45 to 50 million figure. This means the real remaining need is closer to the full 45 to 50 million total. At first glance, that might sound a little discouraging or even overwhelming for a company this size. But context changes that impression considerably. once you consider their recent fundraising momentum and trajectory. They just proved capable of raising $17 million within a single 3-month period. If that pace continues or even accelerates slightly, reaching 45 to 50 million becomes realistic within months. Perhaps 6 months or so, assuming investor interest keeps building at a similar or faster rate. And there's real reason to expect investor interest could actually strengthen from here going forward. Remember that massive acceleration in vehicle production we discussed earlier in this very story. Validation testing is already underway on these newly completed vehicles right now as we speak. Once concrete testing results start emerging, showing real efficiency and performance numbers, things could shift quickly. Institutional investors tend to wait for exactly this kind of tangible, verifiable proof before committing bigger capital. Vague promises rarely move large funds, but hard data on efficiency and safety absolutely can. If validation results look strong, expect renewed investor enthusiasm and potentially faster progress toward that funding goal. And if low-volume production actually launches successfully, with happy early buyers and positive market reception, momentum compounds further. Success breeds confidence, and confidence tends to unlock even larger funding rounds down the road. That eventual $140 to $160 million goal starts looking far more achievable then. Put simply, this quarter represents a company stacking small wins into meaningful, measurable overall progress. Faster vehicle production, a smaller loss than last year, and substantially more cash reserves on hand. More employees hired with confidence, a resolved legal dispute, and a clear, communicated funding roadmap ahead. None of these individual points guarantees future success on their own, and nobody should pretend otherwise. But together, they paint a picture of a company genuinely gaining rather than losing overall momentum. The path from where they stand now to full-scale production remains long and admittedly still uncertain. $45 to $50 million doesn't appear out of nowhere. It requires continued investor trust and patience. Yet trust tends to follow demonstrated results, and results are exactly what's now starting to accumulate. 5 validation vehicles built, cash reserves growing, spending shifting toward actual engineering, and litigation finally behind them. Each of these individually might seem modest, but collectively they represent genuine forward motion worth watching closely. The bigger question moving forward becomes whether this pace of improvement can actually sustain itself. Will the next batch of validation vehicles come even faster than the previous acceleration suggested? Will testing results support the confidence already building around production speed and manufacturing quality standards? Will investors respond to strong validation data by stepping forward with that next larger funding round? These questions remain unanswered for now, but the trajectory certainly points toward cautious, reasonable optimism. Nobody can promise how this story ends, and financial projections always carry real, unavoidable uncertainty. But watching a small manufacturing team go from 1 finished vehicle to 5 within months matters. Watching cash reserves grow instead of shrink, even amid heavy spending, matters just as much. Watching a company hire aggressively, betting on their own near-term production timeline, signals real internal confidence. And watching a resolved legal dispute clear away distraction, freeing focus back onto actual vehicle development, matters too. Put all these threads together, and you get a company quietly building real momentum behind the scenes. Whether that momentum ultimately carries them all the way to full high-volume production remains to be seen. But for now, the direction looks encouraging, the numbers look improving, and the pace looks accelerating. That combination alone makes this an important moment worth paying close. Continued attention toward going forward. Keep watching the validation results as they emerge, because those numbers will likely shape everything that follows. Keep watching the next funding announcements too, since reaching that 45 to 50 million mark matters enormously. And keep watching production speed, because if 5 vehicles became possible this fast, more could follow soon. This story is still being written, 1 validation vehicle, 1 funding round, and 1 milestone at a time.